Okay, so if you've been watching any of my videos recently, no doubt you would have heard me talking about the Divine Bundle, and it's finally here. I've been working on this kit for months now, and it's honestly my biggest one ever. It's a combination of 10 crazy kits, including a drum kit, one-shot kit, percussion kit, an analog lab bank, violin phrases, vocal phrases, a one-shot kit, and more. There's over 750 sounds, samples, and MIDI files, and I want to show you just how sick everything is. If you've already bought the bundle through the early access list, then honestly, I appreciate the support so much. And for anyone that hasn't got it yet, I'm currently running a sale where you can get all 10 of the kits for only $67 when they're worth over $250. And that's only running until Sunday the 8th of April. It's a crazy sale. Plus you'll get a ticket to an exclusive beat battle with over $2,500 worth of prizes. And the winner is going to receive a cook-up session with me and be featured on my YouTube channel. So right now I'm going to cook up a full beat using the bundle. And if you like what you're hearing, make sure you click the link in the description to get involved. And let's get straight into it. Alright, so I've got FL Studio open, but the bundle works in any DAW. So when you go to the Divine Bundle, you'll see all 10 kits inside of it looking crazy. Starting with vocal phrases. If you've been watching my videos, you know I love to use vocal phrases from things like contact banks, but they can be expensive, so I actually hired a professional singer to create these for me. Sounds so sick. They're all quite dark. So usually I'll add these once I start a beat, and then I'll layer the vocal on top of it. And we have the dry and wet ones in case you want to process them yourself. Next we have the hi-hat MIDI kit. These are all for drill patterns, so you have some bonus sounds. All perfect for drill. And then some of the patterns come with a top one. So for example, you could drag the main one in and then drag the top pattern, and this will just create more bounce, and you know they're going to work together. But there's no reason why you can't use the top pattern from one of the MIDIs and blend it with a main from a different one, because you never know what combination you'll get. Next we have the analog lab bank, and of course you're going to need analog lab to use this, but when you import it, the whole bank looks like this. So there's a ton of sounds made for drill beats, but you could use them with any genre. There's a lot of pads, choirs, strings, all the stuff I like to use. Moving on to the Chaos drum kit. I feel like this is the one that everyone's going to be excited about. It's my biggest drum kit ever. There's a ton of sick 808 sounds. Some wild ones too, or if you want to get even crazier, you could try the 909s. We have a lot of essentials like claps and snaps. Counter snares are one of my favorite things to make, and I've never added this many in a kit. There's some light ones, some heavy ones, and I like to use a couple in my beats just to get a sick bounce going. Drum fills, I feel like everyone's been loving drum fills recently. I always add them to the end of like every 16 bar. Mad. Probably see me use this one in quite a few beats. Added some hi-hats in case you want to use those instead of counter snares. There's a ton of kicks. Loads of hard-hitting ones, including my go-to one. Even more counter snare MIDI files, and these were taken from my actual beats that I've made. Open hats with some interesting sounds. Some nice percussion loops that you can just layer underneath your drums. Just gonna add more bounce. And then for perks and effects, I always like to add some kind of perk repeat that you can add at the start of a phrase. And then just tons of different perk sounds you can use. So yeah, I've really just beefed this kit up. Of course, we have rim shots, some really clean ones, some hard-hitting ones, a ton of risers that you can use. Loads of snares as well. I hate when you come across a kit that only has like 5 snares. So I've made a ton of just creative ones that you can choose from. Sub basses as well, which are perfect for bridges in your beats. And then some vocal shots. Next we have the piano MIDI kit, and this is really just to avoid beat blocks. So if you're struggling to think up a melody, drag one of these into a piano or one of my one shots, and it's going to lay the foundation for you to start a full beat, and these are completely royalty free. Next in the percussion kit we have more percussive loops, again to add more bounce. Some MIDI files you can use, some more perk repeats. All the MIDI files are for perk repeats as well, so you can swap them with an effect like a gunshot or some kind of perk hit. And then there's about 71 shots in here, all made for drill and just unique sounds. So yeah, you can see how much is actually in this kit. Moving on to the one-shot kit. This was really for people that either can't afford expensive VSTs or just don't have the CPU for them. Pretty much every instrument you need in here, bells, guitars, leads, keys. And some of these were taken from real instruments as well. So for example, this acoustic guitar. You can just drag one of these in, pair it with one of the piano MIDI files, and then you've got a melody good to go. And of course, there's everything else you need like pads, plucks, strings, synth keys, textures, violins, everything you could think of. There's also a whole 808 MIDI kit with some bonus 808 sounds, So you can drag one of these in, pair it with one of the scoring files if you're using FL, or just the MIDI files if you're using a different DAW. The scoring files just already have the slides activated, so you don't need to change them once you drag them in. We also have violin phrases, so similar to the vocal phrases. You could start a beat, add one of these on top of it if you can't think of a counter melody. And these are royalty free. All quite dark sounding, perfect for drill. And again, they come with dry and wet files. And then lastly, we have the drill loop kit. So in here, there's almost 30 drill loops, all composed by me. Some of my hardest loops yet, these are crazy. Of course, we gotta get some like this. This one's actually sick. I did some really dark UK sounds as well, that you can make 909 beats with, or just mad evil drill beats. Also added some classic UK drill stuff. This takes me back to like 2018, 2019 when I first started getting into it. Also added a couple melodic ones in there as well. Doesn't always have to be dark. I think this one's actually one of my favorite loops. Quite simple, it reminds me of that Digger D track. Energy in it could be mad. I think we could just cook up with this, so I'm going to drag it in. I've got the BPM to match it at 145. As you can see, it comes with the BPM, the key, and the stems. And recently I've just been adding a hi-hat in between the stems so you know exactly where to cut it. Like for example, this one's directly in the middle, so you just cut both sides and then you can layer them. But I can just work around the main one for now. So let's add a drum pattern. Let's go to the drum kit. We'll take one of the counter snares. Let's see which one works. I think something like that to start it. Let's go to a MIDI as well. Straight away, we've got the bounce. And then I could also go to the main hi-hat MIDI kit and find one of the top patterns like this, and then get another counter snare. If you want to go back to where you were, you can drag one of the sounds in and it'll take you to where you found it. For example, maybe I could bring this one in and then just pitch these up. I'm feeling that bounce. I might just get rid of a few. Okay, let's grab the snare. Loads of unique sounds in this one. I think this one for this beat though. I think we could add another one there and then copy it over. And then just bring these up a bit. Alright, let's bring in an 808 too. We're just going to try a few different ones, so we could try this sausage one first. We'll see which one works best. I think something like this aggressive one. Yeah, we'll go the aggressive one for now. Maybe get 3 in here. I think less is more when it comes to slides with these type of beats. Then I'm thinking we could just get 2 up here. Yeah, there we go. But we could just turn these last 2 into slides. I also like the sound of this sacred one. Could add another note here, just bring down the velocity. Yeah. Alright, let's go into the perks. We could go to the perk repeats. We could take this shots fill, set it to stretch, and then just bring that back. And then what I like to do with this is actually have this at the end of a 16 and then have a drum fill in the middle. I think something like this would work. Yeah, and then when it comes back round, this shots perk fill will come back in. Alright, next, let's just add a percussion, like this wood one. And with percussion, I usually like to check the key. So this one's A sharp hitting on the root note. This must be why I chose it. Yeah, I think that's all it needs. Just give it a quick mix. Just pan that to the right a bit. The second counter snare to the left. Everything else is looking okay. Right, I'm gonna go ahead and split the drums. We'll bring those in, copy them over, and I'll just create some variation with the bass. So what I'm thinking is to just slide this up an octave. Just pan those two notes. We'll get rid of all of these. And this one we'll just copy that over and then just slide it up here. Then just one more cut here. And last one. I know I said not to add many slides, but I feel like it fits right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we'll copy this over, and then we'll bring everything over and make an intro. Could bring this bass back. I think start without the bass and then maybe bring it in here. Yeah, we'll bring it in this section. And we'll bring the counter snare in here, and then make it unique. We'll just take a few out. And then we'll bring this gunshot back in. And then cut the bass here. Sounding mad. We'll just make a few cuts, like we'll save this perk and the second counter snare. Yeah, crazy. Let's get one of the risers in as well. Try this riser as well. Yeah, I prefer that one in this beat. Right, so the verse is going to be first. So we'll bring this section in. And then I want some kind of bridge. So the bridge can be this part. I'm going to copy these across, cut out this, and then we can just decide what goes here. And then I want this part with the high violin to be the hook. Yeah, and then we can just copy that over. I just had an idea actually, so maybe for that bridge we could take one of the vocal phrases. Ooh, like this one's perfect. BPM's 143, but we can just go to fit to tempo, type in 143, we'll bring that down a bit, and I might just filter it a bit too. And then like always, I'm going to use Pan Man. Let's hear it now. See what I'm saying? You don't need those contact banks anymore. Mad. Almost forgot my signature sound too. Honestly, if you hear this reverse camera flash in any track, probably might be. I've been using this in like every beat recently. So yeah, just like this. Okay, let's hear it from the beginning. So straight into the verse for this one. Drop sounding cold as always. Then the fill. New 808 pattern. I just like to add subtle variation. Then coming into the bridge. Vocals crazy. So if you like the sound of the bundle, make sure you click the link in the description. Or if you want to see me cook up a full beat just using a one-shot kit, click up here.